Hi guys, it's Oracle Ani, and I am here to do a simple tarot reading just to see what energies are with us and around us this week, and to see why we are going through this. Like, what is the spiritual lesson? What is the meaning of all of this? And how to, navigate it. So, if you're interested, please watch it and leave me a comment and let me know what you think. Let's get into it, and then we're gonna go do the tarot for this first part. Okay, so the oracle card that we have for this week, or this first part of January, I'm gonna say first part instead of week, because we're all on different time. We're all on the same timeline, but we're on different parts of it. And it's going to be easier for you to figure out where you are based on what I'm saying. So let's call this part one. Okay, so for this for now, this is the oracle card, um, and it says "Come to the edge." And so what this card is about is coming to the edge of a new adventure, the edge of a new decision. It is scary for sure because it is about it is about coming to the edge of the end of your comfort zone and the beginning of a whole new story, right? And so when what this card is saying is that when you come to the edge of this of your comfort zone, you're better able to see what's going on, even if it's this drop off. That a lot of times that's exactly how it feels when you're in this position. When you're like, I know I have to make a change. I know things can't stay the way they have been going because, it used to make me happy, but now I'm not so happy with what it is. And that's just how things are. You you finally achieve what you dreamed of, and then you get to live it and you get to experience it until the moment where it's no longer adding value to your life. And so you know that it's time to go for something new, because kind of like the sparkle, um, and the happiness and everything that was joyful about it is no longer that great. And one of the reasons that happens is because it means that you have grown as a person in your career, spiritually, emotionally. So the things that, when you were down here, the things you wished for were up here, and now you're here, and you're like, well, now I want more, and that's normal. So that's what this card is about, coming to the edge because it's time to change. Okay. Now, let me put this here. Uh, the Justice card we have for the the month. So this is for January. And the Justice card is karma. It is the equalizer. It is what makes the wrong things right, and the people that have done wrong, it puts them right. And the people who've been waiting for justice, they get their justice. Because You know, you can't escape karmic law. So we'll see how this all relates to this first part. Okay. Very curious. Let's see. So what I'm already picking up between these two cards is that change is what's going to bring the change is what's going to bring things into balance. Also, it could be that something positive happens and that allows you to see that change is possible. Okay. So, 2023. More cards or just clarifiers? Okay, so we're going to go with these two cards. And then we're going to pull clarifiers. All right, so the first card is the World in reverse. World in reverse. And the Seven of Pentacles upright. Okay, so let's see. All right, so the very first message that I'm getting from these two cards is that there is a cycle or a lesson that is not quite has not quite been learned yet, and it seems that it is surrounding a situation that you have invested in. It could be financially, it could be, with your time, it could be with your presence. But um, it is something that is growing and maturing. And so, whatever, if you're having thoughts about leaving something that you have already invested in, this could be a message about like stick around, because there's a lesson here, there's a reward here. Just as there's a reward here that you still have to collect. Okay, I'll see with the clarifiers how everything kind of comes together. So let's see. All right. Anything else about the world? Yeah, the other part of it is like, speaking about the reward, is that if oh, hold on, it just left me. um, if you're thinking about cutting your losses, that is not a wise decision. Because there's definitely something here that you still have to collect. So okay, let's see why the world is in reverse. Why is the world in reverse, please? Yo. Judgment. And didn't we have judgment at the end of the last video? Definitely check it out to see if you're in that situation. But I'm pretty sure we had this judgment at some point in that last video. Okay, so judgment. Why is the world in reverse? Eight of Cups. Something is not over. I really feel like there's a lesson here, and it is not time to kind of avoid this lesson. Because if you truly want to move forward, you have to you have to get everything. You have to get everything. You what I'm saying, what I mean by everything, I mean that and I tried to say this to a client recently, where it's like sometimes you can't move forward without knowing certain lessons, because it is those lessons, like the knowledge, the wisdom from those lessons is what is going to help you as you move forward. So there is if you're not learning it, you're not going to be able to move forward. And with the Seven of Pentacles, it's a good thing, whether whether it hurts or not. It's valuable. It's valuable. It's a reward at the end of the day, even if it's like a blessing in disguise, right? Okay, actually, do I want one more clarifier for the world in reverse? No. Yes, no. Okay. All right, so the Judgment and the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups in this deck is like, it is shared love, meaning that two parties feel just as strongly about the same thing. So it's kind of like realizing that there's two parties and that they both feel just as strongly about whatever lesson this is, right? Because it's like both people needing to learn this lesson, possibly together. So the the story that I'm getting is kind of like being in school, and when the teachers are like, okay, we're gonna do a paired up project, and you don't get to choose who you're gonna do the project with. The teacher just goes down the list and starts pairing people, and you're just like, this is the person you're doing this project with. And there's no argument about it, there's no discussion about it. You both have to work together. You both want to pass a class, you both want like A's, right? And the only thing left to do is kind of like surrender and do it. And so I think that's what the judgment is here for. It's kind of like, wake up. You have to do this lesson. You want to pass the class, you want to get an A, you want to um you want to graduate. This is the world in reverse. It's like you're not graduating yet. But you will, but not yet. Not this part of January. um or if you're watching this later or whenever you're watching this. So yeah, it's um it's a shared lesson. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. If you take the other meaning for the Eight of Cups, which is to like walk away, then I can say that to me, the Eight of Cups is either permanently walking away to find your Nine of Cups, or it could just be walking away to take a breather, to think about things, and when you feel a little bit more settled, a little less frazzled and nervous, and you're like, okay, maybe this is not the person that I like in this class, and maybe it's because you don't know them well, maybe it's because you see them sitting at a different table in the cafeteria. I don't know why I'm getting all these like school metaphors. But you don't really know them. So whatever judgments that you might have about them could be wrong. Either way, you're both in this lesson together. You've been paired up by the divine, and you both have the desire to learn this lesson. So you might as well do it together, right? Okay, so why is the Seven of Pentacles here? No, that was my hand. Why is the Seven of Pentacles here? This one? Why is Seven of Pentacles here? Okay. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. And the King of Swords upright. So let's see. Seven of Pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. King of Swords. Right. More clarifiers, or why is the Seven of Pentacles here, please? Because we have, this could either be one person or it be two people. Excuse me. Oh, here we go. Oh, shoot. The Devil in reverse. And last video we had the Devil too. No, we had the Lovers that featured the Devil. But I talked about it, so let's see. Devil in reverse is a good one. Okay. Alright. So let's see. What am I getting from this? Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so when I look at the Knight of Pentacles upright in this card in this moment, it feels like trepidation. which is like slow movement. It is unsure of the next step, um, wanting to make sure that the next step is steady and secure. So it's kind of like just taking your time, right? Um, but it came out in reverse. So what am I getting from this in reverse? I feel like there's a lightness to the horse's steps. Um, and I'm gonna get a clarifier. But there's definitely a lightness. So less trepidation. Um, less maybe just more confidence, right? Because like when a horse is moving fast, it almost looks like none of its legs are touching the ground, right? But that's just kind of like how they look. It's like what's it called? Optical illusion, right? The legs are are always on the floor. It's just they go so fast. It almost looks like they're flying, right? Um, and it looks like the knight and the horse are one and the same, right? They don't look like separate entities. Doesn't look like the knight is riding the horse. It looks like they're like that knight is like strapped on to that horse. Okay. King of Swords is very discerning. Um, very discerning individual. Like they know what's right. Um, they're fair. They're very intelligent. They're good at communication. Um, and then with the justice here, mhm, 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 you know, I think this King of Swords is realizing that this reward is still here, right? And maybe they're thinking like, okay, I think that maybe it's like, what else do I have to do to have this reward? Um, and kind of like strategizing. And this Knight of Pentacles in reverse, it's like they're flying or something. Now, the Devil in reverse is about this. Oh, wow, this goes with the Justice card. This goes with the Justice card. You know? Look. Look at the sword. Look at the sword. Okay, so let's look at this card upright, right? This card upright, um, the two individuals down here, these are the lovers. So the two individuals down here, these are the lovers. And um, the devil is an illusion. And it is about like focusing too much on materialistic attitudes and not enough on spiritual knowledge and spiritual practices. So it is like the illusion that this world is only physical and that there isn't an energetic or spiritual aspect to this world. And so the devil here holds the sword of truth. And he's just kind of standing there and going like, I will give you this illusion. But as soon as you tell me to let you go because you can see the truth, you're free to go. You're free to go. And when the devil comes up in reverse, it means that you see the illusion and that you are free. And so, look, this King of Swords holding the sword. He sees the truth, or she sees the truth, whatever. This character sees the truth because they have realized that there's still a reward here in this situation. And it could be because they realize like how much this lesson matters to them personally. This is not about the other person. This is about how much this lesson matters to you, to your future, to what it can give you so that you can have the best life. And so now that you're free, now you're running. You're like, I'm free. um, um, so I think that um, when it's talking about coming to the edge, I think it has to do with uh, coming to the edge of this illusion that the devil has prepared. Um, and even though it looks scary, right? Because like, wow, you're gonna fall. Um, is that real or is that the illusion? If there's more to life than the physical reality, which is this rock, then how do you know that this is not glass? How do you know that this is not glass? Just because you can't see how you're going to walk off this rock doesn't mean that the air isn't thick enough that you can walk on it. The air, the swords. Okay, that may be a little too out there, but it makes sense to me. Okay. Is there anything else? Yes. Okay. What else for this first part in January? The Queen of Cups in reverse. Oh, wait. The Queen of Cups in reverse. I gotta cover her. I get little. Okay. Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay, so let's see. We got Pentacles, Swords, Cup, 2 cups, 2 pentacles, 1 sword. Justice is the main thing. And then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 major arcanas. So, communication is required. I would say that we don't have any wands, so there's no action taking place. This is about bringing your thoughts, your communication into balance. And when the communication happens, the wands will show up. The Queen of Cups in reverse is a person who is a little bit more. Okay, there's 2 things, right? This queen or this feminine energy could be nervous about how they feel. and maybe in denial of how they're feeling. They could be feeling emotionally closed off, or they could be feeling emotionally overwhelmed, and so they shut down. Okay. The other thing is that, if you're emotionally shut down, it's going to be very hard for you to discern how you're really feeling. So what you might want to do is that since this first part of January, we're thinking, we're speaking, and we're communicating, but we're also in Mercury retrograde. So you have to be very careful about what you're saying, and you have to be also very careful about not misunderstanding somebody else. And so if something feels insulting or bad or um, defensive, then Mercury retrograde is a time to ask more questions and to get more clarity and to not make assumptions about what people actually mean, because just the wires are kind of crossed. So you don't want to take everything as at face value if it doesn't sound right or feel right, or like there's something that's just like, wait, what is, you want to ask. You want to ask for sure. If you are communicating with someone. Okay, so Queen of Cups can be emotionally overwhelmed, and kind of like you never know what this feminine is going to do, because they are letting their emotions run the show instead of the intuition. And you know, it could be dicey. It'd be dicey. What else do I want to say about this? Queen of Cups in reverse. Oh yeah. Also, if somebody feels hurt, they might say something. I said this, but like I'll just reiterate it with a card. If somebody says something that sounds defensive, they could just be guarding their heart. And so you really want to think about communication in this first part. And you want to question the illusions, because with the Devil in reverse, it's like you're almost there. You're almost there. You're almost out. Um, you know. And again, the angels here are, they're around. You have to ask for help. They're around 100%. But they're not going to help you if you don't ask for help. So just make sure that you are saying the name of the angel, or that you are saying God. You don't want just anything to help you, because there are plenty of things out there that want to have fun with you and not for your highest good. So, if you want to call on your spirit guides, make sure that you're saying your spirit guides. If you want to call on an archangel, make sure that you're calling on an archangel. If you're calling on God, make sure that you say God or Jesus Christ, those higher beings. All right, I'm going so far into this, but okay. So I hope that this has helped somewhat. No, I hope that this has helped you get moving, and to see this first part of January as like the importance that it is. Okay. I'll be back with the next part on the next video. This has been Oracle Ani, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.